that's okay. This could be me and Ashley's thing. We all talked about that, remember?
That's fine.
Yeah, Lindsay, we talked about how you were taking over this show. So
when was that happening?
When you quickly
Cindy's
became
the fan favorite.
Yeah, when you quickly became everyone's favorite.
But we all know that my reputation is on y'all's shoulders. I'm only famous because of y'all.
Sure.
I mean, I believe it, but
I mean,
just kidding.
I would be nobody without
I'm
y'all.
just kidding. Well, anyway, my childhood was shaped by a lot of
I
TV.
heard you, Lindsay. We heard you.
So I heard you. God.
I'm learning that Cindy needs acknowledgement.
Yes, that's one of my love languages. Come on.
Oh, Cindy.
I don't even know what my love language is.
Like, it's okay. I'm like a mixture of like 3. I think the last time I took a love language test, I had
my love language probably
out.
is no talking, so that's probably why I don't know my love languages, because it's just don't talk.
Maybe you're
the opposite of communication. That's Lauren's love language. Yeah. Whatever that is.
Anyways, what's happening? Netflix just released Supermarket Sweep. I don't know if any of you people remember that show.
I remember that show.
I remember it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
I didn't watch it.
Supermarket Sweep.
If I'm being honest.
Okay, so also, I'm one of those people that likes random shows. I feel like this is one of them. Because it's a game show. It's a grocery game show. And it's the greatest thing in the entire world. And it's actually a really fun concept if you think about it. Like, I feel like I would want to be on this show. Like, do it at, like, H-E-B or something like that. And have, like, H-E-B sweep or something. Anyways, but it's a game show. And you have 6 contestants. It's partners. And you answer trivia questions about groceries. And then, you like... every correct answer you get time added to your clock. And then at the end, you get to shop for however much time you've allotted. And if you get the biggest price of groceries, like if you spend the most money, you get a chance of winning $5,000. And then you got to figure out 3 riddles that are all grocery related to find your $5,000. It is, let me tell you, if you don't know your groceries, you're screwed. That's just it. It's fabulous. I love it. And the game show host,
at that show.
And the game show host, he's kind of savage. I like it. He's like awkward, but savage. It's great. I love it. I'm here for it.
It's the winning combo. Awkwardly savage.
And there's only 15 episodes on, and I've already watched like 12 of them.
I need to watch
Bianca
it.
likes Supermarket Sweep.
It's just such a good show.
It is a good show.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Well,
and then you can like pick up like bonuses, and then the games, they made them harder. So like at the end, there's like these bonus things that you can get. So they have like blow up balloons that cost a certain amount of money, or like there's like this. They have like a bread market, and you have to get a list of different bread types to get like like an extra $250. And dude, they tell you that list of bread before they tell you the rules of the thing. So he's like, okay, on your Supermarket Sweep, we have bonus things. One of them is the bread thing. And he tells you a list of like 6 different breads. And then he goes on to tell you the rest of the rules of the show. So then you're going to forget the freaking list of bread. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just, it's a lot.
Gotta have a good memory.
You gotta have a good memory. Yeah.
Anyways. That's a good show, though. It's a really good show.
It is a good show. Phoebe.
I remember that show. I just never got into it. Probably because I knew I would be bad at it. Like I would be bad at. I know I would be bad at competition type shows.
But I really wasn't a game show person. I was a food person. I loved watching the Food Network. I loved watching. What shows did we watch? Emeril Lagasse was a big one back in the day. Who else? Bobby Flay when he was in his prime. So anyways, anything food related I was really into. So Supermarket Sweep, it's food related. It's your grocery store.
That's true.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I feel like anything where you get to just grab things off the shelf and buy whatever you want, I feel like that's appealing.
That's true. A new
Isn't that what you do at the end?
a newer show
Isn't that what you do?
that I've gone into that's like more food. I don't know how to explain it. It's a cooking show / supermarket sweep-ish, not really show. It's it's Guy Fieri's new grocery some, I don't know the name of the show, but
you're great at this, Lindsay. You're fabulous at this.
I'm sorry, I have to look it up, but it's a competition, my goodness, and the contestants, they shop for all their ingredients. Like Guy Fieri's like, hey, you're gonna make spaghetti today, but you can't use meatballs, spaghetti noodles, or marinara sauce, so that you have to come up with your new stuff. So it's really cool because you watch these chefs shop all throughout the grocery store and pick up all these random things and then watch them turn it into a dish, and it's really cool. That's like a twist on Supermarket Sweep. I don't know,
maybe
I've never seen that either.
I don't know. Anyways,
that's on right now.
Yeah, it's a newer show.
Oh, I've never seen.
Well, we're talking about the 90s, but thank you for your contribution.
Wow. That's because Lindsay wasn't even born. So
you were late.
Yeah,
90s.
I was like
the
a Rugrats girl.
The last
and
half of the...
Yeah, by default.
Do you remember Hey Arnold?
Yeah, I know Hey Arnold because of you.
Hey Arnold?
Hey Arnold is probably hands down my favorite cartoon. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. That's my favorite cartoon. It is just so ahead of its time. Even now, as I watch it, because it's on Hulu like every season. Even watching it now as an adult, I'm just like, wow, that's still so relevant to today.
It was an amazing cartoon. I mean, Helga, feminist icon.
Yes.
Helga.
Yes.
Just amazing. And then there were so many adult themes on that show that I can appreciate now and watch it as an adult and go, oh, wow. That's
like the one
episode. Did that.
Yes, like the one episode that I always think of where they really did that was the Christmas episode where Hey Arnold finds Mr. Huyn's daughter because they were separated during the Korean War. Do you remember that episode?
Yes, and it was so sad.
I watched that episode as an adult, and I was like, I was watching this as a 9-year-old kid. Like, this is deep shit right now. This is deep. And then you pay attention to everyone's like mannerisms, and I know they've talked about them now, like confirming that like Helga's mom was an alcoholic, and then watching the episodes you can see where they put those like little nuggets to kind of confirm that she was like an alcoholic.
Her slurred speech
through
like the entire show.
Just always looking lackadaisical, just always you know. And then Arnold's grandma had Alzheimer's. That's why she was a different character in every episode because she couldn't remember who she was. Just like stuff like that. You're just like, damn.
I know.
Deep.
It was freaking intense. I loved it. I loved it. And Helga's parents in general were super neglectful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, which they talk about later about like her mental health, or not later. I've read that they talk about it, about her mental health being that's why she couldn't really connect to a lot of people or couldn't express her emotions in a positive way because she was so neglected by her parents, and like they favored her older sister Olga and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, it was so deep.
It's so sad.
Right? It was so sad. And who's the kid that always used to breathe on Helga and she used to punch him? I forgot his name. But anyway, I remember that like being like, yes, queen. Like, don't let anyone breathe on you. Don't let anyone sneak up on you. Yes.
I also like how she was madly in love with Arnold, but like would never dare admit to it because she's a boss ass bitch and doesn't need to do that.
Brainy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Brainy. Yes, that was the creep. Brainy.
Brainy was a creep.
Who would, like,
he was a creep.
Sneak out of like dark alleyways and
just
breathe
show
on
up.
her. Yeah. And you're like, what? Yeah.
Stalker.
So anyway, loved that show.
That was a good show.
Yeah,
What
so
other?
good.
It was a great show.
What other cartoon shows was there?
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my gosh, I loved
Hello,
Powerpuff Girls. I
us.
went through
That was all
a
y'all.
phase. Yeah, Ashley wasn't into that. Ashley wasn't into that. I was into
I
that.
love
I
the
was too
Powerpuff
old.
Girls.
I
I'm
loved
Bubbles.
Powerpuff Girls. Whatever. I was Bubbles.
No. I was
No,
Bubbles.
no.
Wow.
You were Buttercup and Ashley was
Of
Blossom.
course, everyone says that I'm Buttercup because I'm the bitch. Because
That's
Buttercup was
not
a little bitch. That's
it.
why.
That's
Yes,
not
that's
it.
right. And
That's
then
not it.
Blossom is the logical one. Blossom's like the head, the brain of the trio. So that's Ashley.
That's
And
absolutely
then
Ashley.
Bubbles was the cute little innocent button that would karate chop you in the throat if you crossed her. But she also loved animals. That's Lindsay. But Buttercup was the bitch that was like.
No. Buttercup
Buttercup
was a strong woman who held her own and loved to be independent. She doesn't like people. She doesn't care for people. That's you.
Fine. But she's also known as the mean one, which I mean, I guess fine. Whatever. I'll be the mean one because I really don't care.
And Buttercup didn't have a caring attitude.
Fine, whatever.
She said it how it was. You.
I don't remember her being mean. I remember her being like straightforward.
Yeah.
Just like
Assertive.
That's what I remember.
Not aggressive.
Yes.
I guess because she always looked angry, I just assumed she was just the mean one. Because they always have her like scolding with like her little eyebrows because that's just like her character. But anyways, yeah, sure, I'm Buttercup. Okay.
We sold you on it.
You're right. Fine, whatever. I'll take it. What else? Oh, Ashley. Did you watch a lot of Cartoon Network? Were you like Courage the Cowardly Dog,
Dexter's Laboratory?
Yeah, were you into that?
I watched.
Were you into cartoons at all, or were you just an adult your whole life and just watched adult shows your whole life? Because that's what I feel like you did.
I have been watching the X-Files since the early 90s.
See, I'm into the X-Files because of
the
Ashley.
West Wing. You watched the West Wing and you were like in middle school, and I'm like, what are you?
The West Wing, first of all, I'm rewatching The West Wing now, to give myself a little political positivity. And it's amazing. Dawson's Creek, I watched. That came out in the 90s. I watched Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, I watched that with you too.
Yeah, Dawson's Creek was good. I cannot watch it anymore, though, because it annoys me now. I'm going to be honest. It annoys me now. Teenagers didn't talk that way. And also it was a little bit of a problematic show. Anyway, but it was good at the time. Like I remember thinking like, oh my God, like these teenagers, oh my God, whatever. So, and then I was going to be a teenager. So I was like, oh my God, this is what it's like. No, girl. It's not what it's like. There's no Creek. There's no Dawson. So
there's no Creek, nothing.
There's no Pacey. Pacey was okay. So y'all probably don't know any of this, but maybe Lindsay if you watched it. But Pacey, played by Joshua Jackson, was my crush. Like Dawson, who Dawson? No. And Joey, if you pick Dawson, we're going to have words because Pacey was where it was at. Anyway, so yeah, Dawson's Creek was amazing at the time. But no, I watched cartoons. I watched a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons way back when. No one remembers this cartoon, but it was one of my favorites. It was a sketch comedy cartoon animation thing. It was called Kablam.
I remember that.
And no one... Do you remember that? Okay.
I remember that.
It came out on Snick, which was Saturday Night Nickelodeon, which is like for the older kids. So that's where it came out. Back when it was like a lineup. They used to do all that. They used to do Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
And then Kablam was like at the end. Like it was like a lineup. And I used to watch all that. I used to just watch it straight through. And I thought it was awesome. So that was a pretty funny like little cartoon.
Kablam, okay.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
So for me, Kablam, I remember it, but I remember not really liking it because I just didn't like the aesthetic of it. Oh my God, I've been bougie my whole fucking life. I didn't like way it was, and some of the storylines are kind of creepy. I don't know, it kind of creeped me out a little bit. But yeah,
no, you are right.
Like it was just aesthetically weird. Like because they had like doll figurines, and then didn't they have like clay? I don't know. It was just like I don't know.
Yeah, So it was a collection of like indie cartoons. I found out later on as an adult, it was a collection of like indie cartoons that were, I think, like they were just like animators who couldn't maybe get it on like another network or something, or I don't know. They were like new, like indie cartoons pretty much. That's the best word I can describe it to. But they were weird. They were different animation. Like it wasn't like the regular animation. It was like, yeah, like stop motion sometimes, or it was they were weird. Like I remember, but I like stuff like that. I like different. I always have weird sort of like stuff. Yeah, that's who I am.
Oh my gosh. But see, I've also been an old lady my entire life because I loved Nick at Night. Do you remember Nick at Night?
Yes, the nanny.
Nick at Night was awesome.
So Nick at Night happened, like, I think it started at like 9, maybe 10 o'clock at night, and they just showed all the old shows. So Mary Tyler Moore, Three's Company, I think The Nanny, maybe even the Golden Girls they showed. And it was just like old I Love Lucy, like all the black and white shows. And I loved watching Nick at Night because I am old. I have been a grandma my entire life.
No, I liked Nick at Night. I watched the Mary Tyler Moore show and stuff, and obviously I'm not
oh my gosh
old enough to have seen them back in the day, so I did watch them reruns.
So try watching that show now because they have it on Hulu, and it, oh my god, the misogyny and the patriarchy is just so, oh my god, and it's just like you just want to like rip your eyes out.
We should do an episode on our favorite shows that are 100% problematic. There's a ton of them. Like when we were growing up, ton of problematic shows that I almost can't watch them anymore because it's just too much. It's like, are you kidding me? Like this isn't even fun anymore to watch you, because now I see, the older they get and the older I get and the more I learn that this is just, stop it. Like yeah, there are so many of those shows that are like that, but yeah.
But anyways,
that was one of them.
And then of course, in the morning, Nick Jr. with Face. Do you remember?
Nope.
No.
That was probably more
Face.
I think that was more my thing. My time. Because that was like the Blue's Clues time. That was the Little Bear.
Oh my
god!
Those shows and
I
Franklin.
loved Little Bear and Franklin.
Wow.
And
oh my god, you're so right.
Big Blue, the Big Bear and the Big Blue Moon.
Yes,
right? Was it that one?
Yes, and Maggie and the Ferocious Beast.
Yes, and then the bunnies. Do you remember the bunnies? They were British.
Max and Ruby.
Yes,
Wait.
I don't know.
Max
and, that sounds right. Max and Ruby. But what was the mouse show? You remember the mouse, the animation with the mouse, and he had his little alligator friend, and it was an animation. Because Max and Ruby, I think, were the bunnies.
Yeah, they were the bunnies, the sister and brother.
Yeah, and they were British, and it was hilarious because it was like the only British show on Nick Jr. Anyways, but there was a mouse show, and I don't. Lindsay, do you know what I'm talking about? Does that sound familiar?
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna look it up.
Maisie Mouse.
Yes,
I remember Maisie.
Oh my god,
I loved Maisie.
That show. Wow.
Oh,
I love that. Take me back to being a child, please, because this shit sucks.
Amen.
Anyways, Ashley, what else?
That was all, y'all.
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
Sister's coming back. They're bringing it back. I think they're bringing all of that back to Netflix.
What?
I think.
Ooh,
yeah, I think they're doing.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think they're bringing all those shows.
Sister.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Smart Guy. You remember Smart Guy?
Oh, I used to love Smart Guy and Boy Meets World.
Yes.
Once again, shows ahead of their time. Ahead of their time.
Yeah. I used to love all those shows. Those were good shows. I used to love all that. I'm also a little bit older, so I remember some of like the 90s sitcoms. Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air I saw every episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I thought that was such a funny show and just so, I don't know, like amazing. Like Will Smith is such a funny actor and an amazing actor, and I still remember, and they talk about it to this day, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembers it, because all growing up, the episode with his dad,
Oh my god,
has always
yes.
stuck with me. And they, like, I'm not the only one, because they play like videos, or I see videos like on YouTube and stuff of it where they like talk about that particular episode.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I remember watching that episode and like crying,
Yeah,
like, oh my
that
God,
was a hard
why doesn't he love
episode.
him? Like, just so, yeah, just so upset for it. That was such a good show though. And
I heard that wasn't
Yeah.
scripted. That particular scene.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I think
heard
his reaction. I
his-
think like his reaction, his crying was like an actual like. I think what
Thing.
he. Yeah, I think because you know those actors they have to. I'm sure they have to think of something to make them cry. You know, so I think what he was using to make himself cry like actually made himself like break down.
Yeah.
So that was like a true, authentic reaction.
Yeah.
It was so good though. I used to love that show. And of course the X-Files. Like I said, I was old. I was older, but I wasn't that much older, and I was watching the X-Files. I don't know. I don't think I was supposed to be watching it, but the point is, it was amazing, and I loved it. And I love sci-fi type shows like that.
That's how Ashley always got me to not watch TV with her. She would watch shows that that we could not relate on. Like she would watch X-Files. I hate sci-fi. We talked about this last time, guys. I don't like sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
And X-Files, that's all that shit is.
Mm-hmm.
And then or ER, she'd watch ER. And so I'd walk into the living room.
Oh, yeah.
I'd walk into
I
the
did
living
used to
room
like
and
ER.
someone's guts are like spread out all over the freaking TV screen. And that's how she would get me to not. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. Because I never bothered Ashley because she did that shit.
I used to love ER, the earlier ER. I didn't really watch the last few seasons, but like, yeah, early ER was really good. I used to like that show.
What
Oh,
about
It's amazing.
Y'all's Will and Grace?
Yes, what a
Love.
classic. Okay, but I haven't seen the reboot that they did like last year or whatever. I haven't seen those newer episodes. I've only seen the ones from the 90s, but you want to talk about having another alter ego? I am Jack McFarland. Like, if you kind of want to know a little bit more about me, just watch Will and Grace and watch Jack McFarland, and that is me. I am a very gay man. That is me.
You do have Jack McFarland vibes. Like,
Yeah,
I do have
I
a
agree.
lot of Jack McFarland tendencies. I
Yeah.
do.
and mannerisms and just like zero fucks given.
And it's all about
sort of,
me
like,
most of the time.
mentality. Yes, yes.
And
You like aesthetically pleasing things.
Yes.
You don't like to look at like.
I wish I didn't have to. I wish I could live off of one of you like he does. Like, I wish
Yeah.
I didn't have to have a real job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about
That
me
is-
most of the time. So that's how I relate to Jack.
That's you. I get it. Which is
Were
an
y'all
amazing show,
Seinfeld people?
of course.
But that was like was that an
No.
80s show or a
No.
90s show? That was an 80s show, right?
I don't
I
remember.
think that was a little bit. I think that was a
wasn't.
little bit older. What else?
Full House.
I wasn't a Seinfeld
Oh yeah,
person.
Full House.
I watched Full House.
I loved
was
Full
good.
House.
That was good.
Oh my gosh.
I
like Full House.
I haven't watched the reboot.
Oh no.
I don't
I feel like
want
shows
to.
like right.
if I'm being
Because
honest.
shows like that, like I probably couldn't watch now because they're so cheesy now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so the reboot is only going to be just as cheesy. So it's like,
Yeah, I
Because-
watched the first
Well-
season of the reboot, and it's just I'm not a fan personally. I'm not a fan of it. I loved the original, and the original series and those older episodes, and I could still watch those today because it's just a different time,
right.
you know. So it's different. So now they tried bringing it back, just like you were saying, and it just doesn't fit in this time anymore.
Right.
How long was the season? The new season?
I think
Didn't they come out with
they
two
have
seasons? Don't they have
3
like, a
or
couple of
4 now.
Yeah,
No,
I
they
was gonna
have-
say, don't they have a few seasons? They're done making it. Like this next season that they're releasing or making, I don't know, is their final one. But yeah, they have like a few seasons.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just,
Well, how many episodes was the first reboot season?
I
Or
don't know.
whatever.
Let me see. I think it was probably like
Oh.
10. I don't know.
Wow, that's a lot.
You watched all 10 and didn't like it?
Well, because I was trying. I was trying, guys. I was really
Don't you
trying
hate that?
to get into
Don't
it.
you hate that when you really, like, you hear about a show and you're like, everyone says this show is so good, let me give it a chance, and you watch, like, literally you devote your life to, like, 10 or 12 hours of it, and you're like, the show is trash.
Yeah.
Like
and
you
I'm
just
over
like you
it.
just keep asking yourself, like, is it gonna get better? Let's try the next episode. Is it gonna
Yep.
get better? Let's try and then next thing you know, yeah, you've watched the whole fucking season, and you're like, no, it never got better. So
Actually,
here
I think I
am.
watched the first 2 seasons. I'm looking at these
Wow.
episodes.
Oh my god,
and
you committed.
I like how it took
remember.
you 2 seasons to
Well,
realize
they-
you don't like it. Like, why did you do that to yourself?
I mean, you're right. But the episodes are only 30 minutes. So
still a shit ton of long time.
But that's
like-
13 episodes a season.
That's commercial free too. Like that is 30 straight minutes.
That's true.
So you did literally sink 12 hours into that.
I really tried.
did
I
it.
really tried.
Yeah.
And I'm
Wow.
just not.
Still
I'm just
didn't
not
like.
a
Oh, there you go,
fan.
folks. Don't watch it. It's not worth it.
I'm not a fan. Their acting is
Oh
terrible.
my god.
Even now.
Well, I feel like what made Full House work back when it first came out was like the cast.
Yeah.
And the, you know, the idea, because I feel like this idea was really in like the 80s and 90s, like the single parent idea.
Yeah,
And so they played off of that, like with Danny being a single parent. And I think they do too in the reboot.
they do
but
with
I don't know.
DJ.
Yeah, but that whole trope was really in back in like the single parent trope. So they used that, and then like Jesse and Joey, like everyone was super funny and it was super wholesome, and I don't know, it just worked.
Yeah.
Like, so when you reboot, you kind of have to make it work again, and so it's going to be a hit or miss. You either do it or you don't. And I don't know, that just never, it just didn't look good to me. Like I was just like, nah,
Yeah,
it's okay, I'll pass.
yeah. They
Yeah.
took John Stamos out, and I was over it. That was the line for
Yeah.
me.
Wow, Lindsay.
I'm just saying, I love him.
Yeah.
What?
Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse, yeah.
What else did we watch? Oh, what were some of the darker shows on Nickelodeon, Ashley? Like you liked
Well, Are You Afraid,
of the
Dark?
Dark?
Well, that was
All
like
Real
scary. I don't know if it was dark.
Monsters. That was just creepy.
Oh, All Real Monsters was so good. I loved All Real Monsters. Well, Ren and Stimpy was kind of.
Ren
I
and
have
Stimpy
to
was
say,
creepy.
I can watch it now and be okay with it. Like I can kind of take the humor, but back when I was a kid, Ren and Stimpy grossed me out. Like I remember watching it and being grossed out. I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna watch that.
I only know that
So-
show because of Clueless.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
That one
That's
scene.
literally it. The one scene.
That
yeah.
one scene. Oh, Doug. You remember Doug?
Oh, I loved Doug.
And Cat Dog.
Yes, cat dog, cat dog, cat dog.
Cat Dog was good. Remember
Around
the
world,
Angry
cat dog.
Beavers?
Angry Beavers! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
I
Loved
feel like
Angry
that was a really underrated show. Oh,
It
my
was.
God. Angry Beavers is such a freaking
So
good
good.
show. I forgot about that show.
It was so good. I
Oh
loved
my
Angry Beavers.
God.
Now it sounds like that title sounds like, I don't know, like a really weird like adult movie.
Angry Beavers.
But back then, yeah,
I would have never like put that, but thank you, because now I can't unsee it. Thank you so much. So
but back then, obviously we didn't think that way. But now as an adult, every time I'm like Angry Beavers to someone who doesn't know what Angry Beavers is, and they look at me like, "Excuse me,
what are you doing?
Did
What
you
do you
watch
do in your
this
free
weekend?"
time? Like,
Exactly.
who are you outside of work?
And I'm like, whatever. That was a good show, but it really was a good show. It was so
And
cute.
just funny,
I really
and it
liked
just,
them.
anyways. I heard that they were, Nickelodeon, I thought was supposed to link up with Netflix, and they were supposed to drop all of those shows again on Netflix, but then I never heard anything about it.
Yeah, I never.
So-
Maybe
either.
it was one of those photoshopped things.
Well, that's not fair, because people are assholes, because that would be nice.
I agree.
You know, Netflix has Goosebumps, like the show. Do you remember Goosebumps?
Yeah, we still have the movies.
I think that's me.
We still have the VHS tapes.
They don't have the movies, but they have the show. Like, I think it was like 4 seasons. Oh, I loved Goosebumps. And I had so many of their books.
Yeah, Goosebumps creeped me out. I remember that one. The movies that we have.
Of course it did.
The movies that we have at home are the Mask one, where she gets that Halloween mask and it like turns into her face.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then the dad with the plants in the basement.
Oh yeah.
And he like turned into like a plant monster or something and like tried to kill his kids. I don't know.
We should also have the werewolf one where he went to the cabin and like turned into a werewolf. I don't really
remember that one. I remember an amusement park one. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Like the family.
And
they're like the only ones in the amusement park, but it's like a haunted amusement park or something like that. I don't know. They get like chased by monsters. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, those are creepy. Those creeped me out. But you loved them, but I didn't.
I loved them. I loved Goosebumps and Are You Afraid
That
of the
one
Dark?
creeped me out too. I remember the Dollhouse
Two
one.
really good shows.
Do you remember the Dollhouse episode?
Yep.
What else? What other episodes were there? I thought they were going to reboot that one too.
I thought so too, but I don't know. Because I hear that they're going to reboot a lot of things.
They made that movie, the Scary Story movie.
Scary Stories You Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, they made that into a movie, which was a book. And that book creeped me out.
Yeah, Bianca and I went and saw it. That book was so good. I had that book, and I stole it from the library. Sorry, okay. I was a kid. All right. I stole it from the library. I actually think that I just forgot to take it back, and then I think we moved because that was during a time when we moved like every 2 years, and I found it like in my closet anyway. But it doesn't matter. I still stole it from the library, and so it smelled like old book. Like I don't know if you know that smell. So it made it extra creepy when I would read it because it had like old book smell, and then it was also like just creepy stories with really cool visual art that is so creepy. Like I can't believe.
Well, was the movie good?
Didn't get scared. It was really good. The movie was really good. It was super good. It was also really weird because they used like that same artistic like imagery that they did in the book. And it was Guillermo del Toro was a producer on it, and he does visual effects like so good. Like he's such a great visual effects producer. Yeah, it was really good. And if the book's creeped you out, the movie's going to creep you out because it has the same like imagery.
No, thank you.
So good.
No,
Lindsay, we should watch it.
Yeah, let's do it because I'm kind of lost.
Okay, do it and then tell me all about it.
Wow. Okay. You're kind of lost. I'll send you all the books first, read them all, and then I'm just kidding.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I know the covers of the books and stuff in my head, but I don't remember really reading any of them.
Well, I do know in the 90s, I was really into Reading Rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
Reading Rainbow. Yeah. Butterfly in the sky. I could fly twice as high.
Of course you know the entire song.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Yes.
Reading Rainbow.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
But what else?
Oh, you know what other show kind of introduced me to?
Recess. You remember Recess?
Okay.
What?
Go on.
No, good to you. Recess. I loved that. I loved that. What was that other one? Because I'm thinking of Saturday morning cartoons that Mom would play in the kitchen while she made us breakfast. It was Recess.
Yeah,
it
Recess was a big one.
Piper. Pepper.
Oh, are you talking about? You're talking about what was that show called?
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? It was a little girl.
Yeah,
I
know
what tall girl with red hair.
Pepper
Ann.
Are you talking about Ginger?
No, that's As Told by Ginger.
Wait, I'm
and that
confused.
is
Oh,
Nickelodeon.
Wow. Well, yeah,
We're talking about, I
As Told
think
by
these were
Ginger.
ABC, actually.
It was Pepper Ann.
Let me look this up.
Way too cool for 7th grade.
Pepper Ann.
Was it 7th grade or 2nd grade?
No, 7th, because I think she was older.
Yeah.
I remember.
Anyways, Ashley, what were you saying?
I forgot. Oh, you know the show in the 90s that I was obsessed with because I was obsessed with Queen Latifah's character was Living Single. Did any of y'all
I know
watch
that
this?
show, yeah.
Living Single. Okay.
No.
I was, oh, of course you don't, Lindsay. God.
I'm
Just,
sorry.
anyway, but no, it's okay. So Living Single was a show about a bunch of people who were just living their lives in New York. I'm pretty sure it was New York. And they were just amazing. But I loved Queen Latifah's character because that was the first time that I saw a character on TV have the same like body type as me or close to the same body type as me. And I was a kid, I was young, but I was always like I don't have height on me, like I'm not as tall as Queen Latifah, but I was always like the biggest kid in the class because I was always a little chubbier than everybody else, and it was just my boobs were always bigger than everybody else's, like and when Queen Latifah was on, I remember thinking like, oh, she's just living her life, and she's, you know, a woman that's on the bigger side and just living her best, like, body positive life. And I loved it.
Wow.
And I loved it. And Kim Coles, too, was also, I think her name was Kim Coles, right? Anyway, she was another actress on that show. I think she played Queen Latifah's character's cousin, I think. And anyway, they both had the same body style where they were a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. And they were just living their best lives, and it wasn't even a thing. And I remember thinking, like, that's going to be me in New York, living my best life, living with my friends in an apartment. And turns out I don't like that.
Okay, well,
Okay.
at least you figured that out.
Yeah, it turns out I don't want to live with my friends in New York. So
There's that.
here I
Okay.
am. I'm still living my best life, but it's right here.
Not in New York.
San Anto. Not New
Not
York.
New York.
But anyway, yeah. Oh, that was a good memory. That jogged my memory a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, what else?
Butterfly in the sky.
I
Popped in my head when you said living single.
What?
What?
Lindsay, what'd you say?
Nothing.
What popped in
I
your
said,
head?
you know
when
what popped
said
in my
living
head?
single?
And I sang the Living Spaces.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. No.
Ugh.
That was not the theme song.
That was not it.
The theme song of Living Single was Living Single in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got
How do
my
you still
girls.
remember these songs?
Yeah.
But like I can't remember my own
Right,
name
yeah,
sometimes.
like
I don't know. It's a
I don't
gift.
understand.
I don't know.
Priorities, right?
Yeah, priorities in my brain. Music first.
Thoughts later.
Now that should be on my t-shirt.
Well, you want to talk about
But yeah.
the Golden Gram?
Ooh.
We got some
Yeah.
shout-outs for the Golden Gram this week.
Yeah, we got some shout outs. It's coffee themed.
Ooh, a coffee gram.
So-
Coffee Gram.
We have a coffee gram. Coffee Golden Gram. Okay, so the first
Golden
one.
coffee gram.
And okay, I guess I should
Thank you,
say it's
Ashley.
like coffee truck themed because it's like a food truck, but it's a coffee truck. So the first one is called Neptune Moon. It's
Ooh.
located in Austin, Texas. The owner, her name is Alexis, and her grand opening, she's not open yet. Her grand opening is August 8th. And her hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. I don't know if she's 7 days a week. That's just all the information she put on her Twitter. But her Instagram handle, in a memento, is Neptune_coffee. Let's go check her out. She has some interesting recipes. And I mean, I know COVID is crazy, but support your locals. She has specialty lattes and traditional coffees, teas and cocoa, fraps and smoothies. She has milk alternatives. She has, extras of the espressos and the coffee ice cubes and all that. Super cool. Super cool.
Well, speaking of coffee trucks, there's a local coffee shop here in San Antonio that I've been to a couple times that's really good. It's Theory Coffee. And
Oh, nice.
they've been around for a while, and they're really popular. They just have really good coffee. Like they, have their lattes and their iced coffee and stuff like that. And then they served baked goods. They partner with I don't know if they rotate their bakeries or if they have if they have the same one, but they partner with local bake shops in the area to serve like pastries and stuff like that with it. But every time you go by, they always have they're always popping, I feel like. So, and their Instagram handle is just Theory Coffee, but they're good. I like them.
Nice. And then I have another one here in San Antonio also. It's a little coffee trailer. And it's called Southbound Coffee. They're located on the south side of San Antonio. They're near Palo Alto College. And she's open. The owner, her name is Adriana, I believe. Yes, Adriana. She's open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. 1 p.m. on Saturdays, and she's closed on Sundays. But she has a really good menu also. It's a cute little pink trailer. It's adorable. And yeah, her handle on Instagram is Southbound Coffee 210.
Okay.
So go check it out.
Coffee
Love it.
Okay. Oh, I love coffee.
Me too.
I just do. I love it. I love that. Lindsay, your fake laugh cracks me
That
up
wasn't
every
a
time.
fake laugh. That was true. Oh my god.
You
It's
could
a very
try.
distinct laugh that you have when you're faking it.
I got 20 different laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them's your
Y'all
fake
are
one.
judging me hardcore right now.
Lindsay,
I was not fake laughing. I just did a little chuckle, and that was it.
I just think you need to try a little harder. That's it.
God.
You just need to try a little
Okay,
harder.
Bentley is the cutest little dog I've ever seen.
Oh, shut up. I'm over it.